Once you accept that, we can begin the journey towards your recovery.
You know what would actually be interesting as a game concept is, because a lot of times, well, maybe not a lot, but this is a trope in fiction, right? There's something fantastical, otherworldly, supernatural going on. And then, the main character wakes up and they're in an ordinary universe. Everyone says that they're mentally unwell, that this is all delusions, none of it is real. And then, at the end of the episode or chapter or whatever, after a certain point, they're proven right, hypothetically, that everything is real, they're not crazy, and then they go back to the fantastical otherworld. But I think it might be an interesting concept where we take the other branching approach there, right? You wake up from the fantastic otherworld, everyone says that you are ill, you've been having delusions, whatever. And we don't go back because, the other world is a delusion. We're very clear on it, and then just kind of branch off and see the impact that would have, right? I mean, I suppose you get something like that in some sort of, the Portal fantasy stuff often, where they go back to normal, which is something I don't really like in general. Let Portal fantasy protagonists commute. I saw that as a comment on a YouTube video where they were discussing, isekai and Portal fantasy and stuff like that. And I like it when the stuff that they've done is important and, it's not just, okay, you've gotten your character growth, now go back to normal and have your regular 9-to-5 job. Because, in the other world or whatever, where there's magic and monsters and stuff, the protagonist is usually doing something important. So giving that up when they're doing a job that is important, to then just pick up a regular 9-to-5 often, it doesn't sit well with me, right? It's like, hey, somebody had mentioned, I think I remember reading a comment of like, oh, it's somebody moving to a different province or a different state for work is basically how they view that sort of thing. And it's something that I agree with. So, normally I don't like the, oh, it was all a dream, or it was all a fantasy, all a delusion, whatever, or you've lived through the amazing, fantastical otherworld, now you just have to go back to get your 9-to-5. But I don't think I've ever seen the case, done well at least, where, we get to this point and somebody starts gaslighting you, or you're stuck in a dream machine or something. And it's like, oh, you're normal. These were all delusional fantasies. And I've never seen that played straight that I can remember. Where we just say, okay, you know what? We've lived through the fantastic, but that was, the protagonist was ill. They were crazy. And now we're back in reality and having to deal with that. I think it could be interesting. It wouldn't be something I'd want to see done a lot, but it is something that I think could be done interesting for, with a strong writer or a strong creative staff. I think you could do something very interesting with it. Do I think that people would probably hate it if it wasn't done amazingly well? Yeah, kind of, but it's something that I would love to see done well at some point. I don't know if that makes sense, or if that's just some weird thing that I have, but yeah, that's my weird thought on, sometime I would like to see this played straight. What do you guys think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Takes out notepads, scribble. I mean, hey, if I can inspire. Oh my god, that guy's terrifying. Look at him.